What up, guys? Back again with another UFC Fight Picks video on the UFC Fight Night card, Machida versus Anders. Let's go ahead and get started here. First fight of the night and only fight on the Fight Pass prelims. We got Figueredo versus Joseph Morales. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Joseph Morales in this matchup. Both these guys undefeated, both prospects in the division. You got Figueredo ranked 14 already. He's had 2 fights in the UFC, obviously 2 wins. But to me, I'm not too impressed by him. I think Morales here is probably, probably got the better future. I think he has a better striking style, and he comes from Team Alpha Male, so obviously he's very well-rounded. Good submission game. Obviously, he's gonna have that wrestling and stuff. He's coming off a first-round submission win, and it looks like he has some power in his punches also. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the underdog here, Joseph Morales plus 130. Yeah, I'm just not too impressed by Figueredo. What worries me though in the matchup is that Morales got taken down quickly in his last fight, and Figueredo, he does go for those takedowns, so that's gonna be kind of an issue there. I mean, let's just click his page here just to see how much takedowns he's been landing. But I mean, look at that, his summary, they got him labeled as wrestling. And his last fight, he actually got taken down 7 times, and he only landed 1 takedown. Before that, he lands 2 takedowns on Marco Beltran. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not too impressed with this guy. So yeah, I just think Morales is probably the better guy here, and I think he got some value as the underdog. Like I said, both these guys undefeated, so let's see who comes out on top. But I think Morales here gets it done, so I'm gonna go ahead and take Morales by decision. Alright, I forgot to mention, I mean, it is in Brazil, so you never know. Brazilian guy might just win. Anyways, now we're on to the next fight. FS2 prelims. We got Alcantara versus Joe Soto. So let's just go ahead and open up the pages here real quick. So we got Alcantara here, getting older, 37 years old. He's pretty well-rounded though. He's coming off 2 losses now. His last fight he lost against Perez. He landed 3 more significant strikes, but whatever, he lost the fight. And against Brian Keller, that was just kind of like a fluke submission, and whatever, he just gets caught. Before that, he gets a kind of a fluke submission himself against Luke Sanders, the guy that was beating his ass. And his last really good, impressive performance was against Brad Pickett, a guy that's was pretty much done in his career by then. So yeah, I mean, that's Alcantara's recent fights. And then we got Joe Soto. He's coming off a loss against Brett Johns. He just got caught in a quick submission. It was just very quick. Before that, he was actually on a 3-fight win streak against Rana Yaya, a good grappler. Marco Beltran, he's kind of like whatever. Chris Beal, I don't even think he's in the UFC anymore. So yeah, Joe Soto hasn't exactly beaten high-level guys. But Alcantara hasn't looked that good also lately. So I mean, if you look at the odds, you got Joe Soto as a slight favorite. For me, I'm gonna go to take Alcantara in this matchup. I just feel like Alcantara's gonna be the better striker here. I don't think Soto's gonna be able to outstrike Alcantara on the feet. Alcantara's obviously a lot longer also, and his takedown defense is pretty good, so I can't see Soto taking it to the ground. So it's gonna have to be a stand-up fight. And I favor Alcantara in that matchup. Also, Soto has been knocked out before, whereas Alcantara seems to be, pretty durable. He doesn't really get, knocked out. So I think Joe Soto's chin here could get clipped. I mean, it's been a while since he got knocked out, but if he gets clipped pretty good, you never know, he might go down. We see Alcantara has those long, straight punches, and he still has some pop in those punches. So I'll take Alcantara here to win this fight. I'm going to go ahead and just say Alcantara by decision. Alright, next fight, we got Maya Stephenson versus Polyana Viana. So I don't know too much about either of these girls, but I do know Viana is probably the better fighter here. Very good grappler, excellent submissions. Her opponent, Maya Stephenson, was in the Ultimate Fighter. I seen some highlights, and she got crushed against that girl, Sijara Eubanks or whatever. And yeah, she didn't look good at all. Apparently, she was an amateur boxer, a former amateur boxer or whatever. So I think Stephenson will probably have the striking advantage, but I think eventually Poliana here will take it down to the ground, and she will probably get a submission win or just a decision win. But I'm gonna go ahead and just say Poliana. I'll say second round submission. All right, next fight we got Alan Patrick versus Damir Hadzovic. Yeah, another fight I didn't really look up too much, but I'm just gonna go ahead and take the favorite, Alan Patrick. Really good wrestling. He takes people down a lot, and he avoids taking also a lot of damage. His opponent, Damir Hadzovic, I remember I actually picked this guy against who was it again? Marcin Held. Yeah, against Marcin Held. This guy was a good sleeper play. He actually got very lucky and got a third round knockout in a fight he was pretty much, losing. I mean, as you guys could see by the stats, Marcin Held was pretty much beating his ass, and Hadzovic got lucky with a clean knee and knocked out Marcin Held. So yeah, I got lucky with that pick, but I mean, before that he gets knocked out against Taisumov. There's no shame in that. So I mean, pretty much his last two. I mean, pretty much this guy's UFC fights, he's been getting his ass whipped. I mean, I know he's coming off that win, but I mean, it was just kind of like, he just kind of caught him type of win. It wasn't like he was winning the whole time or anything like that. I feel like Hadzovic's weakness is the ground game, the takedown defense, and I feel like Patrick here will take him down. So I think that's how he gets it done. Negative 235 favorite. That's a pretty decent favor right there. Patrick also, his only loss I think is also to Taisumov, and this guy has like 5 or 6 fights in the UFC. So I'll take Alan Patrick here all day. And yeah, more than likely Patrick wins by decision. Next fight, Mareas versus Tim Means. Man, this is a very easy fight to pick. I'm taking Tim Means all day. Let me just check his last fights here. I think he is coming off a win. This guy's been going kind of up and down lately. Yeah, see, he's coming off a loss against Muhammad. His last win was against Alex Garcia. He lost that fight by split decision against Muhammad. Whatever, close fight. But yeah, Tim Means still a beast. Way better striker than Mareas. Mareas, he's a jiu-jitsu guy, but he doesn't really go for takedowns, and that seems to be Tim Means' weakness. I think Mareas is too content with keeping the fight on the feet. He doesn't go for takedowns, so I see this being, a very easy win for Tim Means. I mean, Mareas' strengths, he doesn't use that jiu-jitsu with the wrestling, so that's not going to really help him here in this match. Like I said, that's Tim Means' weakness, pretty much the ground game, the wrestling and stuff. On the feet, Mareas ain't really going to do much, so I'll take Tim Means here all day. I think he gets a knockout probably in the second round, so I'll take Tim Means, second round knockout. Alright, next fight featured, oh no, not featured fight, what do you call it? First fight on the FS1 main card. We got Thiago Santos versus Anthony Smith. Two good strikers. It should be a fun matchup while it lasts. And I think both guys are on win streaks. I know Santos is on a win streak right now. Santos is a fucking beast, man. Anyways, yeah, he's on a 3-fight win streak. His last loss was against Eryk Spicely. Yeah, this guy's been smashing. I mean, his on his 3-fight win streak, he beat Jack Marshman, a good boxer. He beat him up, and then he also beats up Gerald Mearshart. That guy's kind of like, good striking, and then also good jiu-jitsu. And then another good boxer, a little bit more well-rounded than Jack Marshman, Jack Hermanson. He also knocks him out in the first round. So, man, this guy's been looking really good lately. And, man, he's been looking solid, which is obviously why he's a big favorite here. He's like, yeah, negative 307, pretty much 3-1. Anthony Smith here, he's also actually on a 3-fight win streak, guys. So he's been looking good also. Both these guys, they got momentum right now. Obviously, Santos is ranked. Smith is not. Yeah, so this guy's wins. He got a win over Elvis Mutapsik. That's kind of like a whatever win. Against Andrew Sanchez, a guy that a lot of people are high on. And then against Hector Lombard. Well, Lombard's kind of a bum now, but whatever. Still a good win. Anyways, so I'm gonna go pick Thiago Santos in this matchup. I just feel like, he is the better striker, but sometimes his chin could be a little suspect at times, so that's always, a worry. But I just feel like Santos is overall the better fighter here for sure. But I mean, it doesn't mean that Smith can't get a knockout or catch him with something like that. I mean, but I just feel like Santos should get it done. I mean, he's the better striker, way more power, he's way more vicious. And yeah, this fight's gonna be on the feet, so I'll take Santos all day here. I'll say Santos probably first or second round knockout is usually when he gets his KOs. But I'm gonna go ahead and just say second round knockout. All right, next fight we got Douglas Silva de Andrade versus Marlon Vera. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Douglas Silva here in this matchup. Usually I always kind of pick against Marlon Vera. I just don't think he's that great. Douglas Silva, I think, is the better striker here. Good power. Only has 2 losses in his career. Obviously, Vera, he's fought better competition, and he is, I'm pretty sure, the favorite. Marlon Vera is, negative 147 favorite. But yeah, I just feel like Silva here can get it done. I think he's the better striker. I think this fight should play out on the feet. And yeah, I think Silva here gets it done. So I'll take Silva by decision. Next fight, Timothy Johnson versus Marcelo Gome. So I really like Marcelo Gome here. Looks like kind of like a Cain Velasquez type of style. Comes at you, throws a lot of punches. Very confident. Also looks like he has a submission game also, not just knockouts. So, he's very young in his career, 6-0, and he's gonna fight a veteran here in Timothy Johnson. Now this fight, I think we've seen it before, and it was Timothy Johnson versus Junior Albini. And Albini, I mean, we kind of found out that guy's kind of a bum. I mean, yeah, wow, his last performance was just straight trash. Couldn't even beat Arlovsky. Anyways, Albini is not as good as we thought, but Marcelo Gome, I think this guy's the better fighter. I think he's better than Albini. So I see Marcelo Gome doing pretty much what Albini did to Timothy Johnson. People were saying, well, I think Timothy here was saying that I think he was injured in that fight. But either way, I'm still going to take Marcelo Gome here. He looked pretty impressive in his last fight, and we haven't seen Timothy fight in a while. Plus, he was coming off that knockout. So I'm going to take Marcelo Gome. I think he gets it done. He comes out aggressive. He throws a lot of shots. And I see him getting a first-round knockout. So, Gome, first-round knockout. Alright, we're on to the next fight, guys. We got Michel Prazeres versus Desmond Green. 2 grapplers. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so we're loading up Prazeres' page here. A little bit of a yawning action going on over here. Damn, this guy's on a 5-5 win streak. His last loss was against Kevin Lee. This guy's been kind of beating like average competition, not too great opponents, but he's been dominating him, man. He's been just smashing him on the ground. Very good top game. His opponent Desmond Green's a good wrestler. He's coming off a loss to Rustam Khabilov. Before that, he actually beats Josh Emmett by split decision. And I'm pretty sure Prazeres is the favorite here. Yeah, actually it's very, very light. Only negative 120 for Prazeres. That's kind of surprising there, actually. So I think the reason for that is obviously they think, since Desmond Green has that wrestling, they think Prazeres ain't gonna be able to get the takedowns. But you know what? I think Prazeres is gonna be too strong. He's gonna be able to get the takedowns no matter what. Also, Prazeres did not make weight from what I saw. So he's gonna be the heavier guy, and I don't think he attempted to make the weight cut. To continue to make the weight. So he just, forfeited that 20% purse or whatever. I think he weighed in at 161. So obviously I think that's going to help him a little bit more. I mean, that's missing by like 6 pounds. So, this guy just kind of gave up. So I'm going to go and take Prazeres here. Like I said, this guy, he's just very strong. Very strong top game. And I see him getting those takedowns. On the feet, I mean, this fight's not going to really stay on the feet. If it does, then I'd give Desmond Green here the advantage. But I think Priscila has some good kicks. And obviously, he probably got some power with that frame, but I'm going to go ahead and take Priscila here. So I'll take Priscila to win this fight. Probably by some, not by summation, probably just by decision. So Priscila's by decision. Alright, guys, now we're on to the co-main event. We got Valentina Shevchenko versus Priscila Cachoeira. So Priscila's over here 8-0, but she's fighting pretty much one of the best fighters, one of the best female fighters right now. She was ranked number 2 or 1 in the bantamweight division. Now she's at 125. So the odds, they really do make sense. -900 for Valentina Shevchenko. Yeah, she's pretty much a safe pick. I think she's the better striker. From what I've seen, they call Priscila kind of like a brawler. She's like a brawler type of fighter. Not much technique. And Valentina's obviously, a multi-champion, and she's very well-rounded. So this is kind of just a mismatch. And yeah, this is just pretty much giving Valentina a good win, or an easy win for her flyweight debut here at 125 pounds. So yeah, I think Valentina gets it done, just wins this fight anywhere. I don't know if she wants to keep it on the feet, maybe take it to the ground. We know she'll keep it on the feet, just counter and stuff like that. I don't know if she's going to get a knockout. I don't really see that happening, but I do see Shevchenko getting the win. So I'll take Shevchenko by decision to keep it safe. Alright, guys, so now we're on to the main event. We got Machida versus Eryk Anders. Let's go ahead and check out these stats. Anders undefeated. Had a hard weight cut. Didn't make weight, but then ended up making the weight in his second try. So he did make the weight. But obviously, I think that, he got a little drained there doing that. But he's still obviously a big favorite, -265. Machida, obviously he's getting older now, and he's been getting just destroyed his last couple fights. His last win was against CB Dalloway, man. That was like 4 years ago, guys. That's like 4 years ago right there. That's pretty fucking crazy. I think actually that's more like 3 years and like a month or two or whatever. But either way, it's been a while since Machida actually won a fight. His last 3 losses, man, he's been getting finished. Brunson knocked him out quickly. Romero starched him. And Rockhold also starched him with a submission. And also, against Derek Brunson, that was on October 28th. That hasn't even been that long. I think that's like, what, a solid 3 months? Something like that. Or 4 months, whatever. So, yeah, man. I don't know if I could really trust Machida at this point. And Eryk Anders, he has excellent power. He's explosive. In his last fight, though, I thought he was going to get a knockout. And he actually, that fight actually went to decision. And I don't know if Marcus Perez is just a tough guy or whatever. Based on the stats, he dominated the fight. I remember watching the fight, and then I was just like, well, this guy hasn't got the knockout yet. It's kind of weird. So, yeah, I don't know how good Eryk Anders is, but, everybody seems pretty hyped on him. Or maybe everybody just kind of just fading Machida just because he's been getting knocked out. So, yeah, guys, I don't know. Machida kind of burned me the last fight. I thought Brunson was a tailor-made opponent, and he kind of let me down in that matchup. So, it's hard to trust Machida. The safe pick here, guys, obviously, is going to be Eryk Anders. You know what? I think I would probably play both on DraftKings. But, if I had to give you guys a pick, a risky pick obviously would be Machida, and a safe pick is the Anders. So, I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and take Machida, guys. I'll take Machida one more time. Probably the final time I'll take him. I'll just take him because, well, it's in Brazil. He needs a win. Eryk Anders isn't that great. He's explosive, and he had a hard weight cut. So I think that will affect him a bit. And if Machida could just escape the first round, I think he could just outstrike, pretty much outstrike Eryk Anders on the feet, keep the distance, stay away from Anders, pick your shots, just kind of stay away from the power from Eryk Anders, and just win the fight like that. So I'm going to go ahead and take Machida in this matchup. Like I said, the safe pick is Eryk Anders here, guys. So if you guys want a safe pick, go for Anders. Obviously, you want a risky pick, you got to take Machida. But I think Machida here, gets it done. I haven't seen too much from Anders that, makes me think, this guy's really good. I mean, Brunson, obviously, that guy was a lot better. I mean, he had way more knockouts, way more UFC experience. Eryk Anders, from what I see from him, I mean, he's just explosive. So, I mean, he's an athlete, but, I mean, I don't know how great he is yet. So, I'm going to go just take the veteran. But it's always risky now picking Machida here, especially now that he's old and he's been getting finished. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'll take Machida by decision. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and give you guys my most confident picks. So, top 3 most confident picks. Obviously, Shevchenko. That's got to be the number 1. That's my most confident pick. Followed by Tim Means. And followed by Thiago Santos. So, those are my top 3 most confident picks. Least confident pick would have to be Machida. That's the number 1. Yeah, that's my most my least confident pick, pretty much. Another pick that maybe a guy that could let me down would have to be maybe Alcantara. Maybe Joe Soto puts the pressure on him, whatever, outlands him, and he gets the win. Or who else? Priscila, nah. Maybe Douglas Silva. Maybe this guy just ain't that great, and Vera just somehow wins by decision. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the picks, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers still. What else? Yeah. Anyways, I do these UFC Fight Picks videos every week. So if you guys are a new viewer watching this, subscribe to the channel. Like I said. And yeah, not really much else to say here. So that's gonna be it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Enjoy the fights, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.